ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of St. John's Podcast and Shows. And I am joined here by a public speaker and also an all-rounder in terms of school activities. And her name is Nomazwe Mizha. What brings Nomazwe Mizha here is her accolade of being the third best speaker at the 2026 CBZ Debate and Public Speaking Tournament. Welcome to this episode, Nomazwe.
Thank you very much for having me here.
It's indeed an honor. And can you tell us how the preparation part of your speech was up until you became best third speaker? Huh?
Okay, so in terms of preparation, at first it was pretty scary because I had to memorize 3 speeches that I had to present, and I won't lie, that part was a bit intimidating, and also it made me second guessing.
Oh, I see.
It had me second guessing on whether I could actually do it. Yes.
So now when the day of doing the speech arrived at Dominican Convent, right, how did you feel when you had finished your speech? Did you feel any sense of purpose that I must be one of the best?
Okay, after my first speech, I felt satisfied. I felt like I had really done my best. So I felt accomplished. Not necessarily, I didn't necessarily feel like the best speaker, but I felt like I had done justice to the speech I prepared.
Well, she knows she's one of the best speakers. She's just trying to be humble. But well, ladies and gentlemen, another question for Noma is that, Noma, when the accolades were now being called and they were announcing the result, were you expecting to hear your name?
No, not really, because the competition was very tough. I'd say everyone who spoke there was very good and was deserving of an award. So when they called out my name, I was very surprised. Yes.
That means they actually saw something unique in your speech, and we are grateful to God and St. John's family for that. So that being said, what's your advice to some other people who also want to be public speakers out there, whether they be students and sometimes even adults? What's your advice to them on public speaking?
I'd say don't be afraid to start, because once you start, you will figure out it's not as scary as it seems, and it's probably not that hard. So just start.
Just start, and it's not as scary as it seems. That's a very good piece of advice from Noma. And that brings us to the end of this episode, ladies and gentlemen, with Nomazwe, and we say goodbye.